Children, today we are going to talk about implicit functions, which is there in the exercise 5.8. And to start with, I would just like to tell you that implicit function in simple words means a function in which you cannot make either x as a subject or y as a subject, meaning you cannot put all the terms of one variable on one side and say that x has been expressed in terms of y or y has been expressed in terms of the x. Whereas in the explicit function, it was very easy. You could easily make either of the variables as a subject and write it as a formula there. So the basic difference between the two is that in one you can make the subject, that is your explicit, and in which you cannot, that is your implicit function. Now in implicit function, you are going to differentiate the function either with respect to x or with respect to y. Now that will be stated to you in the question. So here in this exercise, like I'm going to start with question number 8, 7th part. I have already been told that I have to differentiate with respect to x. So here I go. The question is xy plus y square is equal to tan x plus y. Now see, in this question there is no need for me to give it a name. It has already been given to me as a statement there. I am going to directly differentiate. I have to do it with respect to x. So therefore, now it might have internally uv, u by v, or composite function. It might have as a sum or difference. So you will have to just take care of the whole function throughout. So now let's see. The first term xy, that has been given to me as a product form. So I'm going to apply uv over here, keeping in mind that I have to differentiate the whole variable with respect to x. So first function into the differentiation of the second plus the second function into the differentiation of the first. This is my first term plus, now second one, 2y into dy by dx, because it's a function of y, equals to differentiation of tan x with respect to x. Now that's going to be sec square x plus, now for y it will be dy by dx. Okay, now x dy by dx plus, now this will be differentiation of x with respect to x, giving me 1, plus 2y dy by dx equals to sec square x plus dy by dx. Now I'm going to just make dy by dx as a subject. Dy by dx, x from this as 2y, this minus 1, giving me sec square x, and shifting this y this side, I get this. So now dy by dx comes out to be sec square x minus y whole upon x plus 2y minus 1. Now this becomes my answer. So you can see over here I was provided with uv form, x into y, then xy plus y square, so I have the sum also, and here these were two independent terms. So you can have all combinations in the same function there. So you have to take care of everything whatever you've learned till now. Okay, so now the next example which I'm going to take up is 8th question, 8th part. This says y is equal to tan of x plus y. Now if you look at this question, it says y equals to tan of x plus y. Y is independent term, tan is independent, but I see I have tan of what? X plus y. So it's a composite function. Besides that, I'm not able to take out my y from here, so I cannot make y as a subject. So therefore, this is an implicit function. So I'll have to take care of that. So differentiating again with respect to x, I write this side dy by dx. Now see, this is a composite function being implicit, so I have to take care of many things. Now I start from here. Differentiation of tan would be my sec square of x plus y going inside. Differentiation of x is going to give me 1 with respect to y, x I am doing, plus dy by dx. Follow again. It's given y, so differentiation of y will give me y with respect to x is going to give me dy by dx. This is a composite function. I have algebraic and trigonometric. So starting from outside, differentiation of tan is x square of what? X plus y. Going inside, differentiation of x with respect to x gives me 1. That of y gives me dy by dx. This is my complete differentiation. Now I'm going to make my dy by dx as subject. So dy by dx, this is 1. I'll open it up so that you can clearly see what I am doing, plus now it's easy. I can make my dy by dx as a subject. Okay, now dy by dx gives me sec square of x plus y whole upon 1 minus sec square of x plus y. This is my answer. That completes it. Okay. Now another example which I am going to take up from the 10th one. What happens? Sometimes implicit function can be changed into explicit function. So before starting the differentiation of your implicit function, just try to study it. Maybe you can make it as a subject there. Now, why I'm saying so? Explicit functions are easy to work with. So if you're able to change your implicit into explicit, you can do that. Unless and until it is specified in the question that you have to treat the function as implicitly only, then you don't have any alternative. You have to treat it as implicit function only. But if not, then you can change it to explicit and proceed with the question in an easy manner. Now I'm going to do the 10th question like that only, because I can see it says y equals to x times of sine of a plus y. And I have to prove that dy by dx is giving me sine square of a plus y and whole upon sine of a plus y minus y times of cos a plus y. This is it, right? So now, when I see my function y equals to x times of sine a plus y, I can make my x as a subject over here. So just give the question a 1 minute, right? Think about it and then proceed with it. So I'm going to say x equals to y upon sine of a plus y. Okay. Now I have x as a subject over here in terms of the y. So I can do the differentiation in terms of y over here. So dx by dy I am writing. Okay. Now it's with respect to y. So therefore, it is of the form u by v. So you must remember the quotient form. Denominator has v square. So I write this. Okay. Now V du. The formula is V du. So V is my sine of a plus y, and du is what? U y. I'm doing it with respect to y. So 1 minus u into differentiation of my denominator now. So that is differentiation of cos of what? A plus y into, now it's inside also. So therefore I'll have 0 plus 1 over here because I'm doing it with respect to y. It's a composite function. Now when you open this up, sine of a plus y minus y of cos of a plus y whole upon sine square a plus y. Now see, I was supposed to prove what? Dy by dx. But I have done what? Dx by dy. So I can simply write the reciprocal of the left hand side and get my required statement. So the question which was given to me in the form of implicit function, I have treated it just like my explicit function because I could observe over here that the function given to me can be changed into explicit function over here. So that is why I have changed it like this, and the question becomes very easy. Okay. Let's see the next question. That is question number 10th, second part, in the same manner like we did the first part. I have sine x equals to y times of sine of x plus a. Here also, now if you look at this function, you can very clearly see that this time you can make y as a subject over here. Y equals to, I can write sine x upon sine of x plus a. Okay. Now see, we were required to show it was to show that dy by dx was equal to sine of a upon sine square of x plus a. Now this required part also helped me to decide whether I should treat this given function as implicitly or explicitly. I have to remember the quotient rule. Now quotient rule helps me to decide that in the denominator, if I write it like this, I'm going to get the v square, that is sine square over here. Okay, so you have to keep in mind so many things, whatever you've learned. So that is, all that is going to help you to decide whether your function is to be treated implicitly or explicitly. Main thing is whatever is required to be proved, decide according to it. Okay, so I have made y as a subject. I'm going to treat it with the quotient rule. Now this is going to be differentiated with respect to x. So therefore dy by dx on the left, on the right, sine square of x plus a, this is v square, now v du would mean differentiation of sine x, that is cos x, minus then sine x into differentiation of the denominator now, that is cos of x plus a into what? Differentiation over here, 1. Starting from inside, going in, starting from outside, going inside. Now this I am left with sine of x plus a cos x minus sine of x cos of x plus a whole upon sine square of x plus a. Now if you look at the numerator, it is sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. So this is nothing else but what? Sine of A minus B. So sine of x plus A minus x, this upon sine square of x plus A. Now you can see this x and this x gets cancelled off, and you are left with only sine of A upon sine square of x plus A. This is my answer, and this is what I was required to prove. So therefore the question became very easy once I saw what I was required to prove, change the given function to explicit and directly differentiate it. Okay, the next question, that is the third part. I have sine y equals to x times of sine of A plus y. Here again now see, I am required to show dy by dx as sine square of A plus y upon sine A. Here also I can see I am supposed to prove sine square A plus y upon sine A. That means somewhere it is of the form v square. That gives me a hint. So I'll try over here. I can see I can make x as a subject, which is very clearly up. You can observe over here sine of A plus y. And I'm going to now do it with respect to what? Y. Because x is a function of y. So dx by dy. Again, I'm going to apply my u by v. A plus y. V du minus u dv. Right? This now again, if you look at it, sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. So this is also sine of A minus B. Now when you open it up, you see this and this gets cancelled out. What are you left with? Only sine A upon sine square of A plus y. This is your dy by dx. And this is what, now see, this is what we have obtained. And what did we have to get? Dy by dx. Sorry, this is dx by dy. This is dx by dy. So now just reciprocate the two, dy by dx, and you get on to the required statement. Right? Now one more question I would like to show you for today. I am taking up the 11th question, first part. Y is equal to under root of x plus under root of x plus under root of x. If you remember, these forms were there when you were doing the quadratic equations, right? And you had said one thing, or you had understood one thing, that since it is to the infinite terms from this infinite series, if you remove one term, let's say this one, right, whatever form you are left with, still it tends to be infinite terms. Okay, so we say that if we remove one term over here, we can still write it as under root of x plus y. Removal of one term from here does not make any difference. Still the form remains as under root of x plus under root of x and so forth. So therefore I can replace the rest of it as y again. So now what do I get? Y is equal to under root of x plus y over here. And now you can differentiate. I can write further y square equals to x plus y. Okay. Now you can see I can make my x as a subject over here, y square minus y. Question is now totally explicit over here. In terms of what? X is a subject, y is a variable. So I can write now dx by dy giving me 2y minus 1. Okay. Now the question was, I had to show that 2y minus 1 times dy by dx is equal to 1. So simply just shift the terms this side. So I get further implies, that is 2y minus 1 times dy by dx giving you 1. That is okay. Dx by dy I had calculated. Since my required to prove was 2y minus 1 dy by dx, so I just shifted the terms and gave the answer there. Okay.